All righty. Okay. Hello, everyone. So, welcome back. Happy post-Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. If you notice the background behind me, this is a sneak peek. I know we're not framed right. I'm not using the right camera, and that's okay. But here's a sneak peek for the podcast that starts tomorrow. This is Beyond the Loss, Conversations in Grief Education and Healing. And hopefully you will be able to tune in and join me tomorrow, starting tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern. And this will be the new podcast. So just give you a little sneak peek at the background that we're going to use. And I thought it might be fun to try something a little bit different for the podcast. And again, I know I'm not framed right. I know we're not using the right cameras, all that, but I just thought it'd be fun to give you a little taste. Sharon, welcome back to Florida. Welcome back to Florida. Welcome. So, all right. So, very happy to have you all here. I want to share something with you. You may have heard me talk about a company called HeartMath before. HeartMath is an amazing organization. They study the electromagnetic energies that bind us all together. I really think about HeartMath as like the Jedi masters of our age. They really do study the energies that bind us all together, the way you hear about the Jedi's talk about the Force. Alec Guinness talks about it's part of us, it's inside, it's out of us, it binds the universe together. And that's what the stuff that HeartMath really studies. And they have been doing an experiment for many moons now about the energy exchange between trees. Now, you know me, I love the trees. I love touching the trees, hugging the trees, being around the trees, and protect the trees. Don't want to cut down the trees, and all those things. So we know that the trees have energy. There are amazing books about the language of trees and how trees literally communicate with each other through their roots and all kinds of other incredible things. But so HeartMath has been doing this experiment, and this was something that they did more recently. So I wanted to share this. So this is an email I got today. This is in September, approximately 380 people from around the world joined together on Zoom to participate in our Tree Response to Love, a non-local experiment. And for 4 days, these 380 people from all across the globe sent love and appreciation to one specific sugar gum maple tree. And every day they were guided in a short 10-minute meditation, and they watched a live video of this tree while they were doing this 10-minute guided meditation, right? So the tree, the results were it's just incredible. The loved tree showed a stronger circadian rhythm, a key sign of vitality and health, after just one day of receiving collective love. The other nearby trees that were serving as the controls didn't show the same change. And this is part of an ongoing experiment. Now, you can actually be part of this experiment if you want to go to heartmath.com. It's heartmath, like arithmetic.com. And you can go there and you can read more about this. But I had to share this with you because I really we know that energy binds us and connects us and holds us together, and this is something that we know this. And as we are moving into and finishing out this year, moving into a new year, one of the things I really want to put a lot of our energy towards is not so much worrying about everything that is going right or wrong out in the world, but remembering how our energy truly does bind us all together, and how we are connected to each other, and how we cavitate off of each other, and how we, as part of a community of light, literally can lift each other and make each other healthier and stronger, boosting our own circadian rhythms, boosting our own immunity, our health, and really keeping our vibe, our energies higher, because we are staying connected to each other, right? And we've seen this, you all, if you've been hanging around with me for a while, and you've heard me talk about Masaru Emoto and the experiments that he did on frozen water molecules and projecting energy towards the frozen water molecules, and the incredible results from those experiments. And of course, about unspooling your DNA, the class that I teach about unspooling our DNA and how our energy is truly connected to our physiology and our ability, of course, to manifest and work in co-creation with the universe. This is really important. And the thing that really I want to make sure that we're talking about today is how we are connected, because we're connected so much more deeply than just, hey, nice to meet you, or our paths crossed on the street, or whatever it was. Okay. We really are connected, and we have the ability to affect each other so much more deeply than what is normally talked about. And so I really wanted to make sure that we were bringing this energy into the conversation, especially as we are coming into the end of the calendar year. People start making decisions and having thoughts about reflections, hopefully, of what went well for the previous year that we're finishing, what you enjoyed, what goals that you had achieved, maybe were the goals that you didn't achieve, and how you want to show up in the new year. And this is really important, how we talk about what did I learn, what did I affect, what affected me, what things that I let get away from me that I could really try to do better in the new year. And so much of that, with all of the chaos in the wider world, comes back into energy management. And that comes into being connected into our community of light, or a community of light, or a community that brings you peace and calm and connection and positive cavitation. So if it's not my community, that's fine, but you're here, so I assume it is. And if it's another community or more than one, whatever, it's fine. But make sure that you are connecting with all those things that lift you up, that raise your vibration, that help you feel strong and healthy and empowered, because it can be very easy to be overwhelmed by the news and the stuff that's going on, or people who are driving crazy in the holidays, or, right? So it can be very easy to get our energy all in a snit. And so this is the time for us to really take some time to say, okay, I want to make sure I'm remembering we're like the tree. I'm like the tree, right? Trees are not symmetrical, whatever. We're like the tree, and we want to stay grounded and rooted and connected to Mother Earth. We want our leaves to absorb the light and the love and the clear air from up above. We're a big, tall, strong tree, right? And we want to stay connected to each other. We know that our roots are connected to each other. We know that the trees, all those little tiny microfiber hair-like pieces of roots, are all interconnected, and this is how the trees communicate and how they share nutrients. When one tree is gets attacked by bacteria, the other trees around it, or a bug, the other trees around it will send out an enzyme to help protect it and strengthen it so that the bugs or the infection goes away and the tree stays healthy. We know that literally you could track and connect every tree in some way through the dirt, through the little roots, through the bacteria. You could literally connect every tree on the planet. Some way, somehow, maybe not ones at islands, but probably some undersea way. But we're all connected. And so this is so much more about remembering as we come into a real hectic time of the year, a time of the year where it's really emotional for people. Maybe we are with our family, we're not with our family, maybe we've lost family, maybe we're trying to rejoin family, maybe there's new family members we like or don't like. There's a lot that causes stress and tension in this time of the year. And so this really is, really came in so strong that we want to be remembering we are connected like the trees. Our energy cavitates. We need to stay plugged in to each other, plugged into the trees, plugged into our positive energy, lifting each other, feeding when we need to, giving when we can, and keeping connected so that we are all in that, what you've heard me say this too, we're all rowing the boat together, right? We're all in the trees together, not in the weeds, we're in the trees. And we all row this boat together to make sure that if we are going to continue to evolve and grow and lift our energy and raise our vibration as we continue to evolve into the 4 and 5 and 6 and 12D iterations of humanity, it means we're staying connected. It means we're staying connected. Okay. So, hello. So, quick plug, the podcast, if you've been hearing me talk about it, the podcast is going to launch tomorrow at 3:00 in the afternoon. It's on A1 Psychic Radio on Facebook, and then anywhere else that you get your podcasts, they will be streaming it everywhere. So it should be very easy to find. It's called Beyond the Loss, Conversations in Grief and Healing. So let's do a collective card reading now that we're all trees. Right? Our roots are grounded. Our roots are into Mother Earth. We are connected. We have our leaves to the sun. We know that we're all connected and we're all sending out good energy and vibes to each other. I just felt like this whole conversation about remembering how, not just that we are connected, but how connected we truly are was really, really important. Okay. All right. So, and if you're wondering, if you weren't here at the very beginning, this is the backdrop for tomorrow. We're not this is not the right frame shot. This is not the right camera for tomorrow, but I just had to give you a little sneak peek of what tomorrow is going to look like. Danielle says, I've been dealing with some things. Can you get a positive uplifting? Yeah, of course. We're going to do the collective card reading. That's what we're here for, right? To raise our vibrations. We're going to do the collective card reading for the week so everybody knows what's going on in the higher realms. And then we're going to do some individual card reading. So hang in there. Hello, Miss Lauren. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, all right. So what do we need to know? What does the collective need to know about what's going on? And today we're using the Soul Coaching, Denise Lynn's Soul Coaching cards. I really like these. So what do we need to know that's going on for the collective? That is the big thing everybody needs to know for this week. And so this is upside down. So we know we need a little guidance, a little bit of redirection here. But this card is light. This is the card of light, and this is card 32. Now 3 and 2 is 5, right? So we know that we're kind of in the middle of the road right now, and we can all see that. We're kind of in the middle of the road. Humanity is kind of in the middle of the road. If you've ever heard me talk about the evolution of humanity through the chakras, you may know that we are, in my belief, that we have evolved through the humanities, we have evolved through the chakras. Lauren, we're going to do the communal cards first, and then we'll come back for individual cards. And where we have evolved through the chakras, through the base chakra and the sacral, the solar plexus. And right now we're in the throat chakra. This is why things feel very, very loud right now, is we're in the throat chakra, right? We're in this time of the throat chakra, we're in this time of like, right? Everybody's screaming, everybody's yelling, they either want something, they're mad about something, they're lost something, they found something. So everybody is yelling right now. So this is a really important time that we are losing our connection to the light. So it's not really a big surprise to me that this is the first card that we would pick when the big information that wanted to come through from the channeling side today is about how we are all connected and about how we must consider ourselves as the trees to connect, that we can build our own forest, we can build our own community of light, community of high vibrations, okay? So we can turn the card right side up, right? So this is a beautiful card that reminds us about staying connected to the light. It's the same about staying connected to the trees, right? we're in the middle of the soup right now. So the 32, right? We know 3 tells us there's more to the story there, that number 3, and 2 tells us we're not alone, right? We're walking the path together in our community, right? But so we have 3 and 2 together make 5, which tells us we're on the path. We're on the path, we're going in the right direction, but we've got to keep going because we're really in the thick of it right now, and we've just got to keep going. And so the card comes in upside down. This says, hey, listen, you're not paying attention to the light. You're not staying plugged in. For all of us, especially this time of the year, which can be a lot of me time of the year, this is a really important time of the year for us all to stay connected and to all get kind of plugged in. And remember that we have the ability to turn the card right side up for ourselves, okay? That things are going to get better. We are going in the right direction, even when it doesn't feel like it may not seem like it. We are going in the right direction. It's just sometimes it's very circuitous and it can feel very loud. And so as things are feeling loud, just remember to tune back into the ground. Put your roots, you're the tree. So put your roots down into the ground and connect with each other, connect with Mother Earth. And one of the best things that we can do when we're feeling bogged down, and I know it sounds counterintuitive, but when we feel like there's so much overflowing drama and we just feel kind of weighted like this, one of the best things that we can do is to start sending a love and energy and healing and positive vibes to someone else. Okay, we send that to somebody else. We can even, like, maybe you gave if you follow me, you know I keep granola bars in my car. I don't always have cash, and so I always have granola bars in my car. If somebody is panhandling and just needs a break, I'm happy to give out granola bars, and I've been doing that for just years. So I just keep granola bars in my car. And sometimes it really helps to take that focus off ourselves and to just put that on what can I do for somebody else? Because so often we get real myopic where we're just like, my stuff's not going right, right? And to be able to turn that around and be like, okay, there's always going to be somebody else with a bigger basket of problems, okay? Then we can just turn that to, so how can I make something lighter for somebody else? How can I send some light, some love, some positive energy to somebody else? And that could be as simple as picking up a phone or shooting a text over to somebody and say, hey, listen, I know you've been having a hard time. I'm thinking about you and I just wanted you to know it, okay? It doesn't have to cost money, but it can be something that really energy outgoing shifts our energy within. And so this is what they're talking about changing the card to the light card from upside down. Oh, Miss Tracy, hello, darling. We haven't seen you in far too long, and I miss your face. All right. So I love that I'm waving this card around, which is the second card about what else do we need to know about this. And here I am talking about keeping it simple. And this is the card that's simplicity. This literally is the card that says simplicity. Okay, so here I am waving it around, talking about how it doesn't have to be complicated and keeping it easy. And here it's literally in my hand. And it's right side up. Okay, so this card is 43. So 45. So this is 9. So this is 4 and 5 is 9. Now we know 4 is that supportive number, right? 4 legs of the table or the chair, that supportive number. And then we have the 5. We just literally talked about the 5 of being in the middle of the road, being in the soup and continuing to go forward, right? So 4 and 5 makes 9. I'm just making sure I'm reading it right, which tells us, we are going in the right direction. We saw the 3 and the 2. There's more to the story. We're being supported. We're not alone. We're walking the path. But the 9 tells us that we are going to get there. Okay. We are going to come out of whatever our soup is that we're in right now. We are going to come out of it to the other side. We are going to come out of it to a place of light. Okay. We've got to keep it simple. We've got to keep our eye on the important things. We've got to keep our eye, not get all roiled up into other people's dramas, right? Remember those 3 questions. Is this my problem? Do I have the power to fix the problem? And did anybody ask me to fix this problem? Okay. So keep in your lane, stay on your path, work your way through your soup. Know that you are connected. You have the ability to connect into so much more power and love and light. When we connect to each other, staying and walking the path together is how we get from here to there. We walk the path together. When we think, oh, I got to do it myself, roll up my sleeves, I got to do it all myself, we drain our energy. But when we stay connected to other people, it's so important for us to be able to, when we stay connected to other people, it's how we build our strength. It's how we lift our strength. It's how we continue to cavitate off each other. We saw, like everybody, we saw the Wicked movie last night, right? Wicked for Good. And I love the moment where Ariana Grande's character, Belinda, she takes Elphaba's broomstick and another broomstick, And she didn't just lay them next to each other. She literally linked them. I don't know if you saw the movie or you caught that, but the top end of the broomstick, the top, has a fork in it. And she literally took it and linked them together. Because when and then she put it in the little hook and sat on it and they made a swing. But it was the linking together that made it strong enough to hold and they're tiny little women, but it made it strong enough for them to hold that weight. When we link together, we are stronger than when we try to do it alone. If they sat on just one broomstick, even with those women are so tiny, they still probably would have broke it. But when we link together, we are stronger. And Lauren says the internet is spotty. So yeah, absolutely. We always put the videos are here. They're here. They always get loaded up onto the YouTube page. They're put on LinkedIn. So you can always find the replay. So if it's not the right time for you because you're not in a great place for internet, please don't worry. Or the videos are always put up on the YouTube channel. So if you're not following me on YouTube, it's a good idea to follow me there because sometimes there's other stuff that I put there that might not be here. Okay, so this is that's a great. Sorry, it's spotty for you, Lauren, but yes, you can always find those replays. All right, so where's the hiccup that we need to be aware of this week? And this is the upside down. Also, this is the card of truth. Okay, so this is upside down. It's the card of truth. It says it down here, and this card is 50. So again, we're seeing this 5 come through. And this, this number is repeating itself. 5, 5, 5. We're in the soup. We're in the middle. We're going forward. We got to continue to work our way on our path through our particular journey. But this is upside down. Again, this card is upside down because this is reminding us that it's important that we are not so invested in only what we can see with our blinders on that we're not willing to see the truth. We're not willing to see another perspective. We're not willing to open our minds to other ways of things working themselves out. So if you've been following me, I know we have a couple of new people today. So back in September, and I apologize if you've heard this story, because some of you probably have already heard it. But back in September, I was up in New Jersey. I was doing some work, and I ended up having to rent a car to get from New York to New Jersey. Okay, fine, no problem. And then I realized after I had rented the car and gotten to New Jersey that there was damage on the car. And I thought, oh my God, what's going on with this? I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to be with this car. I don't like this car in a place that I didn't, just the whole thing was just giving me the heebies. And it just really was like, I just got to get out of this car, whatever the situation is. And I said, okay, angels, guides, loved ones, and spirit, I know you all have my back. I know you're with me. Like, help me just to be able to get back to New York and drop off this car and not have any further hassle with this thing. And please let me know. And literally the very next morning, it's not even 1/4 of a mile from my hotel to the place I'm working. And I get pulled over by a police officer. And it turns out that the tags on the car that I rented were expired. Now, I did not get pulled over by the police on my bingo card of how to solve this problem. I really just wanted to get the car back to New York on the Sunday. But they ended up that the rental car people, having rented me a car that was illegal to drive, they took the car back and refunded my money. So, I didn't expect that would be how it got worked out, but I just trusted that whatever it was, that they would figure it out. They would figure it out. And so here's the thing about truth. We can get so caught up in how we want it to work and how we think it should work that we can't see the other opportunities for it to work. So I could have been so caught up in this is how this needs to be worked out that when the officer pulled me over, I could have been super mad and be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh, and be super mad because I know I didn't do anything wrong. But immediately I understood that what was going on was they were working it out. And the whole time that I'm pulled over, I'm laughing. And the officer is like, you still seem upset about this. I'm like, I'm not. It's fine. I get it. And because I understood that my team was working it out. Okay. So the truth card upside down tells us to trust them, that we are going to continue to go forward through the soup, through the muck, that we are in this together, and that not to get so caught up in, I want it to look like this. When the universe is saying, we can do more for you if you'll just let us, and just open the box and let us do it in a different way. Okay. And so that's really where we are right now. It's a reminder that the more we can stay connected with this card that was this light that was upside down, this card reminds us the more we can stay connected, the more we can keep our sanity, keep our health, lift the vibration of ourselves and others and help move all of us forward. Okay. The simplicity card reminds us it doesn't have to be complicated. We keep it simple. We just keep going. We keep it simple and we move forward together. We don't have to make everything so complicated. And then we have the truth card that was also upside down. That says, listen, give flexibility, give openness to the universe, let the universe have some freedom to move with us, that we don't have to be so caught up in our truth that we're blinded or cutting off what someone else's truth or other opportunities and other possibilities. Okay, so that's where we are. All right, as always, this is the time for us to have individual card readings. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a sip of water, shuffle the cards. I'm going to take my jacket off. It's a little warm in here. Got my fan over in the other place and didn't remember to bring my fan over. That's why we thought we'd play over here today before the podcast tomorrow. Very excited. Very looking forward to. So if you would like to have an individual card reading, now is the time to put that in the comments to say, I would like a card. Me, please. I would like a card. Go ahead and throw that in the comments and we'll get everybody their individual card reading. All right, a little sip of water for me. Sharon Goldstein's in Florida. I'm very happy to welcome you. All right, for Sharon Goldstein, this is the card of fulfillment. Oh, now, this is interesting because Sharon Goldstein, if I am not mistaken, we have had this card for you very recently. And so this card, now this was still upside down. And so I feel like that and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like we just had this card for you last week, this very same card. Fulfillment, the card number is 24. So 2, you're not walking your path alone. You are walking with a soul partner, with an angel guide, lover, and a spirit. 4, we know that support, the legs of the chair or table, and that moves you into 6. And 6 is the number of birth, right? 6 is the number, we look at the shape of it. It's about birth, about being pregnant, with bringing something into the world. So Sharon, this is, look, now you're in Florida and they're saying to you, like, look, we're telling you, let's pay attention. Now you're in Florida. I know you were waiting to get down here, but now it's time to get to thinking, because there is something about fulfillment that this is coming up for you 2 weeks in a row, that they are really wanting for you to take note of this. So we might want to talk about that a little bit, but I would encourage you to get with some journaling and really sit down and talk about what that new direction is going to be. And I know we've been talking about new direction a little bit for you over the last, several weeks. So they're getting serious. And you know what happens when we don't listen, right? We get the little nudge, we get the little tap, and then it gets a little harder, and then it gets a little more, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam. And for me, I call it the cosmic bitch slap. We don't want to get to the cosmic bitch slap. Nobody needs that. Nobody wants that. It is not necessary. We can just be, like, okay, what are you trying to tell me? So Sharon, in this moment, I look forward to that. I look forward to being able to spend some time. But as you're going forward, to be able to just keep yourself open to this little signs and coincidences and things like that the universe is trying to nudge you to get you to pay attention to. So take a look at that. Make sure you're staying open as you can be as you're going forward. And welcome back to Florida. All right, Steve. We've got Steve, Tracy, Brooke. All right, Steve. So let's see what we got going here. All right, for Steve, this is now upside down. Oh, I love this. I love this card for you, Steve. Where's the number on this card? This is 18. This is enthusiasm. Lots of growth, lots of butterflies. But it's not just the butterflies that I'm noticing, although there are lots of butterflies. But this card, Steve, is about growth, because you can look, there's water, there's plants that are growing. The butterflies come where they are invited. Butterflies come where plants are there to be available to them, to be invited, to be able to eat and to be able to have the nutrients that they need. So this is really important, that it is about going where you're invited and sharing your light with others. And I really think this is another confirmation card for you with some things that you and I have spoken about more recently as well. But this is enthusiasm. And again, it is card number 18. So 1 is, this is you, this is your path, right? The direction that you're going in. And 8 is that infinity symbol, right? That you have all the time in the world to connect yourself with others, to be able to help move yourself forward and be able to move in these new directions that we've been talking about. But this is interesting because butterflies come where they are invited, okay? And butterflies are pollinators. They help things to grow, and they bring beauty and light and fruitfulness. What is the word? Fruitfulness. They're not giving me another word for this, Steve. So fruitfulness that is about expansion and abundance in the things that we plant, and butterflies go where they're invited. So really look at where you're being guided, where you're being welcomed, where you're being asked to come, and look at this, because this is enthusiasm, and this is really about following where you're being pulled, drawn, invited to be. I can hear it and I can't get it to connect to my ears, to my brain. Fruitful, like be fruitful and multiply, or fertile. Thank you. Fertile. That is the word. So, so Steve, this is really a great card for you, with new directions and new doors that are opening for you. So I look forward to hearing how that goes forward for you. All right. So we've got Tracy. All right, Tracy, we've got. All right. Oh, I love this. Tracy, this is a strength card. And look at this. She's got this badass woman with two shoes on. I'm assuming she's got two shoes on. She's riding her dragon. She is paying attention. She's not looking where she's going. She's looking at all this light that's behind her, and she's looking at what she's looking at, and she's not paying attention where she's going, because she's totally trusting the dragon. She's trusting the journey. She's trusting the ride. And this is strength. And this is also card 46, which is the end of a journey, right? A completion of a chapter. 4 and 6 is 10. This is the completion of a chapter. So Tracy, this is a really great turning the page card for you. And this is really about gathering the strength and the things that you have learned from the battle, and the things that you have learned from the trials and tribulations that you have endured. This is also about filling your cup back up and remembering that you're a badass, and remembering that you have power beneath you, literally power beneath you, right? The power to create, the power to endure, the power to go forward, the power to literally fly, right? She's in the wings of this gorgeous dragon. And just to remember your strength, okay? This card is about remembering your power and your strength as you're going forward. This 10 card, the 10 number says, we're turning the page on this previous chapter. We're going forward now, okay? All right, so Brooke, where am I? You're welcome, Steve. All right, Brooke, okay. So we have, this card is Awakening. Brooke, this is card 5, number 5. This is Awakening. And so this is a little bit about surrendering, okay? About letting go of control. Listen, we've got grounded, and see how the sun is golden in the reflection and light up here, and we're connected into the light that is the higher and the above. Brooke, this is really about allowing, because if you're looking and you see this person who's here, their hands, when we say we want to welcome something in from the universe, we're not doing this like a field goal. We need to open the energy. We need to open our arms. We need to open the crown chakra, the third eye, the throat, the ears, the heart. We open this up. And so they're talking about opening up your energy and allowing things to unfold, because there is an unfoldment that's happening in your life right now. And this is a 5. So you're on the right path. You're just in the middle of it, and allow it, even though it feels like you might be walking in the soup right now, allow it to continue to carry you forward, because you are moving in the right direction. But what they're talking about with this Awakening card is a little bit more allowing, less about controlling the outcomes and controlling the directions. I got to turn left here, I got to turn right here. They're like, no, it's okay. If you make a left turn and it's not the right one, we can make a U-turn later. It's okay. Just let things unfold for you. And they're asking, the universe is literally asking with this card for you to trust. Okay. So just let things, and one of the questions to ask is, do I need to worry about this? Is this something I can control? Is this, how they say, not my circus, not my monkeys? If it's not your circus, it's not your monkeys. Okay? To let go of some stuff, not feel so much like, and I know it's hard to not feel like you want to or need to control everything. Okay? So a little bit more allowing. All right, let's see where we are. You are welcome, Tracy. You are welcome. All right. Lauren likes my cosmic bitch slap. I've been saying that for years. All right. Melissa. Absolutely. All right. For Melissa, we've got Absolutely. If somebody else had asked for a card, a brick that makes sense, fantastic. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Hooray. Hooray. All right, Melissa, we've got upside down. This is the success card. This is 47. This is 4 and 7 is 11. So, okay, 4 we've talked about already, right? 4 legs of the chair table. We've got that support going. And 7 tells us there's a change in direction. Okay, 7 is a change in direction. Okay, and it's not like I know 7 looks like this, and so it'd be like, that's not what we're talking about, right? 7 is a change in direction. It says a gentle change in direction, but this is the success card. And it's interesting because they're talking about this is glitter that's on my card. I'll make sure it's not in the card. Okay, so 4 and 7 is 11. 11 is the pair number that says we're walking with you as you're going forward. Okay, so this is the Melissa, this is the success card. This is it's there for you. All you got to do is just keep going. Okay, and it's similar to what we were saying to Brooke is allow the path to unfold for you, allow things to go forward for you, because you can see all of the light around the palace here, around the castle, but the path is leading directly to the light. So just allow things to unfold for you, right? That there is a change in direction that's coming for you, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be like, oh my God, I'm, abandoning ship. That's not what they're saying. This is a very gentle change in direction that says, listen, hey, we've got some new things that we want to show you, Melissa, but if you trust us and we're moving in this direction, you're going to go straight into the castle, straight into the big time, and you're going to go right where the light is, and it's going to be a long walk, but an easy walk. Okay, this is not a bumpy stairway with a moat and a drawbridge and, alligators or anything like that. This is a very straight path, but it's a longer path. We're not there yet, right? We still have a ways to go, but we're moving in the right direction. And yes, just keep swimming. Absolutely, just keep swimming. But allow when the change of direction presents itself to you that says, hey, Melissa, what about thinking about it this way? Be open. Be open, because they really are trying to get you to turn your head and see things in a different way. Okay. Absolutely. All right. So we've got Ellen. Absolutely. All right. Here we've got Ellen. Ellen, opening. This is gorgeous. This is a lotus flower. This is card 35, which is 8. Okay. So we have opening here, opening. Okay. So 3, we know there's more to that story, right? And 5, again, we've seen 5 all over the place today. 5, right? It's good. It's not bumpy. No moats. But we've seen, Ellen, we're seeing 5 all day today. 5. We're in the middle of the road. We're not there yet. We're still going forward. We're still going forward. The only one who didn't get a 5, I think, was Tracy, who was turning the page on a chapter, right? But we're in the middle of it. We are going forward, right? So 3 and 5, this is 8. Again, infinity symbol. This is the opening, Ellen. This is just keep allowing things to unfold for you. They're showing you this next steps. The next steps are going to be presented to you as you're continuing to deepen your relationship with spirit, with source, and co-creation. That this is about going forward, but you don't need to be in a rush. We have that 8 number in there. You don't have to be in a rush for things. That things that are planted in love will flower and blossom and bear fruit. Okay, so you see all the light that's shining on this gorgeous lotus flower. I think it's a lotus flower, and just know that things are unfolding as they will, as they are meant to, but we don't have to control it. It's okay for us to continue to allow it, but it's not going to come in your timeline. Okay. It's not going to come in your time frame. Thank you. In your time frame. So just allow things to be, a little slower, sometimes a little, maybe not the way you looked at it, but things are unfolding in the right way. Okay. All right. We're going to do one more card for the collective just to wrap it up. And so if you are a light worker, the Building the Foundations of Your Metaphysical Business, that is an online class for 3 Wednesdays. That's starting this Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And you can find the links to that. I will put that in the chat. The links to that are also on my face, on my website. And then you also have the podcast that starts tomorrow. That is Beyond the Loss. That's going to be here online on Facebook at A1R Radio at 3 o'clock Eastern. And this is going to be an ongoing thing every week. And the metaphysical business class is going to be 3 weeks. And then after that, in January, we'll have the beginning psychic class will also be online as well. So the class for the card for us, for the collective, as we go forward right now, this is silence. This is 44, which could not be more clear about listening to us. We are here. 44, we are supporting you doubly. into the 8 all the time in the world. Infinity, things are unfolding the way they're meant to. The beautiful swan. This is a solo swan on the water in the ice in the beautiful, calm water. Because we know about ducks, right? Grace on the top and underneath. This is calm water. This is not a swan that is paddling hard, but we are being reminded to listen, to tap in to what's available to us, to listen and to just trust in the universe. 4-4 is telling us we are with you. We are supporting you, lifting you, partnering with you, and they will partner with us as much as we will let them. So I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We will have a couple of Mondays together, and then we'll take a break for the Christmas and holidays and the end of the year and my birthday. And we will watch the posts, look so you know when we're meeting. But as we get close to holiday, I think the 22nd is the last one we'll be together, and then we'll take a couple weeks off. So I look forward to seeing you or hearing from you, and definitely hearing your feedback about the podcast after tomorrow. Thank you so much for being part of our community of light. We do lift each other together. We do lift everyone together. And always remember how very much you are loved. Mwah. See you next week.